You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises, you know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now, a little stronger now.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that short documentary that we made. Shout out to my brother for helping me record that, and to my sister for helping as well. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about these tanks and the pricing and where you can get them from. And I know I'm going to get asked this a lot, but I do not know the name of these tanks. I am certain that they are American. I believe it's the M21, but I do not know for sure, or the M51. Again, that could be all wrong. Okay, so these do come with remotes. These are remote control. So let's just talk about a little bit about the tank itself. So it does have these kind of hit point bars. So 4 shots from here and you're dead. You can use these in actual battles. You can have up to, I think it said 20 of these tanks in one battle, and they all communicate with each other. So there's sensors here on the side, there's sensors on the front, and there's sensors on the back as well for when it gets hit. Kind of similar to the spotting system in World of Tanks, which is pretty cool, I think. It's not totally accurate because the pricing is pretty good. They're only $20, $25. You can get a 2-pack for $25, and you can get one individual for $11. They do have a different color of this. I will show you a picture of it now, of what the other one will look like for the different color. Anyway, I did mark these different because each remote is different with each tank. So I did mark them. So the tank, you just have to turn it on here. You charge it in the back here. Pretty simple stuff like that. This beacon I cannot get to work. I'm not sure what it's for. I think you have to have more than 4 tanks or more than 3 tanks. You have to have 4 tanks, I think, at least. The battery life is pretty good on these. Usually about 20 or so minutes, and it takes about an hour to charge, which is pretty good. The tracks themselves are not bad at all. They are a little bit loose, but that's alright. They do work really good on flat terrain, so if you're going to have a battle like these, if it's really short grass, they might be okay, but it will wear the battery down a lot faster. If it's concrete or just plain hardwood floors, you'll be just fine. The turret only turns 90 degrees to the left and 90 degrees right. It does not make a full 360 rotation because of the way it's designed. That's alright though, because you don't really need a full 360 rotation. The camo, I forget the name of the camo. I'll have to leave it in the description. But I know this is an ancient camo that I know a lot of the Americans and Indians used back in the day with certain tanks. I know some of the Russians did as well. I don't know what caliber this is. I believe it's 122 millimeter, if I remember correctly. I do not have the manual for this tank, but I do believe it's 120 millimeters. So when you do fire, it does send off this beacon here on the at the end of the barrel. You can see it does shoot a red light beam, which communicates here with the other sensors on this other tank here. I did accidentally break it, so that's why the gun depression's a little bit better as far when it goes down. This is what it should be, but again, I accidentally broke it just a little bit, but it does not affect it. The only thing that does not move remote controlly is the barrel here. You do have to move that manually. That's some good gun depression for height. So as you saw in the documentary, you did see how high that could go. This is the lowest this one will go. So it does have a machine gun option as well, to where it shoots 4 beams per second, and 16 beams will kill the tank. Same thing as 4 regular shots. It'll tell you the hit points and stuff on here. Okay, so this tank is a little bit tricky to turn on. All you have to do is turn the switch for the tank itself, and it'll blink lights like that. So you do have to turn on the remote. Maybe I turned it off. You turn it on like that, and then you press this button. You can turn it off the noise by pressing this button, and it will communicate, so you can still drive around and stuff. Again, the turret will only turn, well, not quite 90 degrees, but it will turn. Another thing, I'll turn on the other tank, or actually, no, I'm going to turn on the noise. So those are the sounds that it makes when it fires. I'm not sure again, I don't know what caliber it is, or the tank name, but that's just kind of the basics of it. The remote, it does need batteries, so you'll have to buy, I think it's either AAA or AA. I'll have to double check. But that's just the basics of it. It is pretty fast. You cannot control the speed, so it either goes like this, or when the battery dies, the slower it gets. It does have really great traverse speed, as you can see. Overall, it's a cool little machine for sure. There's just kind of more camo of the hull. You can fire on the move, but it does shake. I'll show you guys. It stops. Did you guys see that? How it kind of turned it a little bit, which I think that's kind of cool because it's a little bit realistic. Let's see what happens when I do straight. See, it stops a little bit when I fire. That's something that I did notice that is kind of annoying, especially when you're on the move and you're trying to get away from another enemy tank. But other than that, it's overall a great view. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'm Imagine More, and I'll catch y'all later.
Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. A little stronger now. A little stronger now.
So it just fell off, and
Mine did it
that one
perfectly.
it landed straight on the barrel.
Wait, is this one mine?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.